have for you this afternoon is the latest H-1B visa strike by US President Donald Trump. US President Donald Trump, viewers, has signed a proclamation introducing a steep $100,000 fee for companies sponsoring H-1B visas. The H-1B program, which allows foreign professionals to work in specialized roles across sectors like tech, engineering and healthcare, has long been a pathway for highly skilled talent, especially from India, to contribute significantly to US economy in multiple ways. But this new policy could change that dramatically. The Trump administration has defended the fee hike, calling it a necessary step to curb what it describes as widespread abuse of the system. According to the White House, the original intent of the H-1B program was to fill gaps in areas where domestic expertise was lacking, not to replace American workers. The message is clear. Only the most skilled, truly specialized professionals are now going to be allowed in, and that too at a much higher cost to their employers. Major firms like Amazon, Microsoft and India's Tata Consultancy Services, all of which heavily rely on H-1B talent, may now be forced to rethink their hiring strategies. US Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick said that only valuable people will be welcome in America going forward. Listen in.
Thank you, Mr. President. One of the most abused visa systems in our current immigration system has been the H-1B non-immigrant visa program. This is supposed to allow highly skilled laborers who work in fields that Americans don't work in to come into the United States of America. What this proclamation will do is raise the fee that companies pay to sponsor H-1B applicants to $100,000. This will ensure that the people they're bringing in are actually very highly skilled and that they're not replaceable by American workers. So it'll protect American workers, but ensure that companies have a pathway to hire truly extraordinary people and bring them to the United States.
We need workers. We need workers. We need great workers. And this pretty much ensures that that's what's going to happen. I think, Sean, do you agree with that?
Well, they're $100,000 per year. So the whole idea is no more will these big tech companies or other big companies train foreign workers. They have to pay the government $100,000, then they have to pay the employee. So it's just not economic. If you're going to train somebody, you're going to train one of the recent graduates from one of the great universities across our land, train Americans, stop bringing in people to take our jobs. That's the policy here, $100,000 a year for H-1B visas, and all of the big companies are on board. We've spoken to them about the gold card.
They love it. They love it. They really love it. They need it.
Now, viewers, the new $100,000 fee on H-1B visa sponsorship is set to make it significantly more expensive for US tech companies to hire foreign professionals. As a result, many firms are going to be under tremendous pressure to increase hiring of American workers locally. However, finding enough skilled talent domestically is already a big challenge for the industry there. Now, this shift is expected to push companies to pay higher wages to attract and retain qualified American employees, potentially raising costs across various sectors. Now, the impact of this decision is expected to be felt more strongly in India. Why? Because India has been the largest source of H-1B professionals for decades altogether. Let's explain to you the impact. One, the impact on Indian workers is going to be quite strong. Indians form majority of H-1B visa holders in the United States of America. Indians, in fact, made up 71% of H-1B visa applications in recent years. Difficult for entry-level professionals to live in America going forward. Financial difficulty this is going to cause for new graduates from the United States of America and the universities there. So, in a nutshell, the American dream for an Indian seems to be getting over with this new strike by Trump administration. In fact, viewers, over 65% of Indian H-1B visa holders are in the IT sector today. They are going to get impacted. Fewer job prospects for new graduates in America. Let's now listen in to some more reactions we've got for you from former Indian diplomats.
It's an atrocity and unnecessary. And you said that it will hit Indians. Yes, it will hit Indians, but it will also hit American economy, because the young Indians are providing a good part of the brain power required to take American economy forward. And he is sort of, what shall I say, keen on scoring a self-goal.
I think it is in keeping with his various statements that he has been making ever since, especially to please his MAGA constituency, who basically is trying to extract as much money as he can from the industry, even if it is at the expense of the United States, eventually, and also to make it difficult by giving them gold card at $2 million to a corporate, and then asking them to pay $100,000 for each H-1B visa that they want. And as you know, India is the largest user of that visa, so it will directly impact on us. It might even enable various companies to eventually, instead of getting people to the United States, work online, which has also been going on significantly.
Now, viewers, after US President Donald Trump's overhaul of the H-1B visa system, there are strong reactions that are pouring in from across the globe. Former Niti Aayog CEO Amitabh Kant has slammed the move, calling the steep new visa fee a serious threat to American innovation. He warned that by making it harder and costlier for global talent to enter the United States of America, it's America that's risking choking its own tech-driven growth. He called the policy short-sighted, adding that while it may hurt US companies in the short term, it could actually prove to be a long-term victory for India. He further mentioned that America's loss will be India's gain. So we are getting reactions from all over. Several corporates have also reacted to this big development in the United States of America. Many, of course, are seeing this as a blessing in disguise for India. However, for the political parties here in India, this is ammunition for them to target the Modi government. For example, look at this reaction from leader of opposition in the Lok Sabha, Rahul Gandhi, who has now launched a fresh attack on Prime Minister Narendra Modi following the announcement of this $100,000 fee on H-1B visas by US President Donald Trump. In a post on X, Rahul referenced a 2017 message where he had criticized the Prime Minister for failing to raise the H-1B visa issue with Trump during his first term. Rahul Gandhi has said, and I'm quoting him here, India has a weak Prime Minister. Now, following Rahul Gandhi, other Congress leaders have also alleged the Prime Minister's foreign policy has failed to protect India's interests. The party claims while President Trump's move insults the country, the Prime Minister has remained silent. Listen in.
भाई ये नया डेवलपमेंट नहीं है। पहली बात तो 2017 5 जुलाई को राहुल गांधी जी ने ट्वीट करके प्रधानमंत्री मोदी को चेताया था कि ये हो रहा है, कुछ करिए, असर्ट करिए। लेकिन कमजोर प्रधानमंत्री तब भी थे, कमजोर प्रधानमंत्री आज भी हैं। आज आपको नतीजा मिल गया। इस देश के लाखों, इनफैक्ट करोड़ों यूथ का नुकसान हो रहा है। ये पहली बार नहीं हुआ। टैरिफ का झटका दिया गया हमें, ऑपरेशन सिंदूर में सीज फायर का झटका दिया गया हमें, रोज ट्रंप हमारी बेइज्जती कर रहा है। प्रधानमंत्री एकदम चुप बैठे हैं। और राहुल जी ने तो मौका दिया था संसद में कि बोलिए ट्रंप झूठा है, बोल देते, पूरा देश आज प्रधानमंत्री के साथ खड़ा होता। आज पूरा देश प्रधानमंत्री से सवाल पूछ रहा है।
If you look at it in a context, the premature ceasefire announcement by the United States at the instigation of Pakistan, subsequently the felicitation and the feting of the Pakistani Army Chief, General now Field Marshal Asim Munir in the White House, followed by the 50% tariffs which have been imposed by the United States of America. Therefore, in a very, very systematic manner, for reasons which are inexplicable and ununderstandable, the United States is deliberately being belligerent towards India. and it does not augur well for India-US relations.
And to understand the possible impact of this new rule by Trump administration, I'm joined by Arvind Agarwalla, who is founder of Fact Software Group. Good afternoon, Mr. Arvind. Thank you very much for joining us here on Times Now. Firstly, to begin with, I want to understand from you, how do you see this new price tag that Donald Trump has put on H-1B visas, increasing the fee sharply from about $1,500, I guess, or dollars to $100,000 now? How do you think this could impact Indians specifically?
You see, you have to keep in mind that India is a powerhouse for IT talent, and it's a symbiotic relationship that we have between India and the US. So this is definitely going to push up the costs for the US companies. And as far as India is concerned, there will be some disruption, as we have seen with the 50% tariffs. But ultimately, I know that this all has to be sorted out. I would imagine that this would be sorted out in a package deal. It is more looking to me like posturing than a real long-term fee increase.
You're saying this will be sorted out. This is more like posturing. What are your expectations? Can we expect some back-channel talks from the Indian side with the American administration so that, something changes? What are you expecting?
Well, let's say if the fee earlier was $1,000 or $1,500 to make it $100,000, I would imagine this is unsustainable, because all the economics have been worked out for the longest time at the lower fee. Now, no one expected that a 50% tariff would be imposed on India. So I think this is in line with that. Now, this is obviously not on physical goods. This is on services, more than services, this is on the visa. So it is a pattern that you're seeing across the table. And I don't think that this is going to be the long-run solution. We'll have to wait and watch. I think a lot of exchanges are happening between the countries, and this will also get sorted out in that.
Okay. And, here in India, many are saying that this is actually an opportunity for India to invite the talent that went to United States of America, that has made America great in terms of innovation, etc., to attract that talent back here. Because the India of 2025 is very, very different from the India of 2005. And same goes for America as well. Do you agree?
Absolutely. I could not agree with you more, but you have to keep in mind that the race for global talent as far as IT is concerned, India is the largest producer so far. Now, if there are, for example, artificial barriers in terms of very high unsustainable fees, there will be other markets that India will be forced to look at. Could be Europe, could be Japan, could be Southeast Asia, because the demand for IT is growing exponentially. For example, I was just reading yesterday that the demand for physical goods has fallen in the US, but the investment in AI companies has really pulled the US out of that problem. Now, to look at the AI sector in itself, the number of engineers required for that is phenomenal. Where are those engineers going to come from? That is a big question.
Well, absolutely. And that's why several experts are also saying that this is perhaps a self-goal by Trump administration. Perhaps in the long run, it is going to be a victory for India and a loss for United States of America. But of course, we'll have to wait and see, because Indian delegation led by Commerce Minister is also visiting America soon for the trade deal negotiations. So we'll see what happens there. Thank you very much, Mr. Arvind. Appreciate you speaking with us here on Times Now and sharing with us your perspective.